Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday. Thank you all for being here today. And, guys, trying to fix this up because it looks a little lopsided. Just bear with me for a moment. I don't know why it looks that way, but hopefully you guys can see me. And hear me. Let me know in the comment category if you can hear me. But happy Wednesday to you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to these messages and showing up. I really appreciate this and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. So, guys, this message today is a little different, but it still is about healing. Take what resonates with you, and hopefully the things that I talk about that I've gone through and how I overcame them will be beneficial to you if you are going through similar experiences. So keep showing up here on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. I'm here, and subscribe to the channel because I can never give a set time. And that way you'll know when I'm live and you can join me. And excuse me, guys, invite others as well, because sometimes people don't talk about what's going on with their life and they're going through a lot of grief and pain, and they just need a support system. So that's what we do here. We uplift. We don't judge. We don't tear down people's character. We are here to uplift and to help others. And I do that by sharing my personal experiences of everything that I've gone through so that others can hear it and maybe they'll find something beneficial that I say here to their own situation, and it can help them with their own circumstances. And with that being said, keep in mind that I am not a social worker, I'm not a counselor or a therapist. I'm just someone who's going through a lot of really horrific times, and I talk about how I became an overcomer and how I'm embracing my life to the fullest. So, guys, with that being said, let's get into this topic of discussion. The title today is And the Truth Shall Set You Free. And the Truth Shall Set You Free. Lies, deception, gaslighting, illusions, and wearing a mask of deception. These are the things that I went through the first half of my life over and over and over again. People are saying one thing verbally, they're verbalizing one thing, but their actions are showing something different. And I didn't want to see that these people were wearing masks. I didn't want to see that these so called truths were illusions because I wanted to believe that what I was seeing was real, that they really cared about me, wanted to see me win, wanted to support me and see the best for me. But sometimes, guys, sometimes we can be around people who create illusions in our life and make these illusions look like they're the truth. Falsehoods, telling you that something is off limit. Here's what I dealt with for the first half of my life, being part of an organization that I had no choice in because at the time I was a minor and I had to grow up in it because of, you know, how it is um, when you are, you don't have a choice when you're a minor. You just have to do what you're told. So, falsehoods, telling you that something is off limits, actually forbidden, an abomination. While these same individuals who tell you these things are secretly participating in these so called forbidden things. But because it's you, you don't have many choices. Being told one thing while watching other people play out a different scenario over and over and over again. And then just asking questions, because I was the type of individual just as a minor asking questions all the time. Well, why not? Why can't this be? What is this over here? And people, um, part of the organization that I belonged to at that time, didn't like that. They hated it. Excuse me. They hated it. I asked questions all the time. Well, if that's the case, why is this? Why is that? And I got shut down. I didn't get answers. I got shut down for asking questions, even more, um, like punishments because of it. So there are folks, what I'm trying to say so far is that there are folks in this world who wear these types of masks of deception. They will tell you it's blue when it's actually red, and they will make you believe things, but these things they're making you believe are hidden behind illusions, you know. Um, And I've dealt with that so long to the point where I believe the lies, believe the illusions. So after leaving all of that behind and getting out on my own as an adult, I would believe falsehoods, what people tell you, baby, I love you. Baby, you're the best thing to happen to me, and I'm going to treat you like the princess or etc. you are, right? And then you fall for it, or I fall for it, lured into these situations. And it was the worst thing that could ever happen to my life. Getting in is easy. Getting out was just extremely difficult. But guys, let me tell you about these things. I had to be sat down by God. I had to get to the lowest place of my life where it's can't get any lower unless you're not here anymore. And that's how bad things got because I wanted to believe what I was seeing was the truth. And people sometimes are good at the illusions, the lies, the fakeness, um, fake love, fake hugs, fake friends, and a fake way of living is how I grew up with everything. And what happens in this house, we don't care how horrific it is. What happens in this house stays in this house. But guys, if that's the case and that's the way we're living, how do we heal these things when we grow up and become adults with our own lives? How do we heal that? If we pretend the elephant is not in a room and we walk around it and the elephant is growing every day, getting bigger, both of us can't be in this room. It's no room in here for us. And we continue to pretend. What happens is that we accumulate baggage, luggage. The metaphors that I use, the tons of bricks to climb a hill that we can't climb with the tons of bricks on our back because it's too heavy. It's weighing us down. But these are the illusions we're taught. Well, this is how it is. This is what you got to deal with. The fakeness. So at some point in my life, during the shutdown, during the times that I had to sit in all of this, I had to look at these things. And this is why I'm talking about it today, because somebody may need to hear this message. I had to be sat down to look at these things and look at it for what it is and not what I wanted it to be, the deceptions of it. When you are able to see the deceptions of all of the above that I just mentioned, you can set yourself free from it by walking away. And I had to make some adjustments. When I decided to get on this journey to heal and to make those vows to God, after going through all the hell that I went through that I never want to see in my life again, but I had to learn, guys, because I was lured by all these deceptions, believing the mask, even if the mask was twisted up and the red flags was there. Oh no, she didn't mean that. Oh no, he didn't mean that. And just falling for the deceptions. It was time to heal because all of the above I just mentioned, I went through. I have notes here, guys, so that I can cover some things. Some people do not like the new version of myself after I heal because the old version of myself no longer exists. because the old version of the Lisa that I was just believe whatever. Sell me a Brooklyn Bridge, I'm right there, right, guys? You know, and people saw me as gullible, easy prey. You know, they could tell me anything and I would believe it for the most part, you know. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it because that was the old version of who Lisa Vaughn was. Okay, always being subservient to other people, always making excuses for them. Oh, you have burdens and tons of bricks, I'll carry them on my back just like I carry my own. Not seeing things for what they were, always believing the illusions, the deceptions, the masks that people are wearing, even though the mask is twisted all up, always wanting to believe something that was an illusion. The new version of myself today, after going through the pain and the hell and all of it, know better. I know better today. The new me do not embellish deceptions or falsehoods or fakeness. I embrace what is authentic. If it's not authentic, it doesn't belong in my life. And some people may see me as being cold, you know, uncaring. But that is so far from the truth, guys. I'm authentic. What I choose today after healing and doing all the work is to see things for what they are and not what I want them to be. And to know that I can't help everyone. You can bring people to the water, but you can't make them drink. And not everybody is going to want to drink from the water. Learning to accept that and move on. I remember a time when I was going through grief, guys, pain and sadness due to losses all around me, losing loved ones, friends, etc. It was just falling apart. At one point, I was so much in pain, guys, due to grief that I was literally crawling around on all fours. That's how bad things had gotten at one point because I didn't want to see what the truth was, making excuses for people, whether they were family, relationships, friends. And all these people were fake. They didn't care about me. These were just words that was coming out of their mouth. But in reality, their actions showed something far different. The lies of a support system. You know, we have your back in your time of need. We'll be there, blah, 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 blah. It was said so much, it became a source of like a robotic. It became robotic to me. It's just listening to something that's just speaking, but has no feeling or authenticness to it. And that's how it was. The lies of a support system. Remembering strangers, people who I didn't know, treated me better than those who were supposed to be there for me in my time of need. Since I set boundaries, some of these folks today, they don't like the boundaries. So they see me as cold, callous, and ruthless. There's nothing ruthless about me. What you see now, you don't see the old version of the Lisa Vaughn. You see the authenticness in me. You see self care, self love, and for me to keep my vows as I made vows to God to help other people to pay it forward so other people can do the same. Because it's too much of people being lured into falsehoods, deceptions, lies. And they know something is wrong. They can't quite put their finger on it, but they continue to trust things that are illusions. People who are giving them fake love and fakeness in general. So, what I had to do once I woke up to the reality of all of this and worked on myself is to set boundaries. One of the things my therapist said over and over again, it's like an echo, set boundaries, set boundaries. And that's what I did. And some of these folks don't like the boundaries. So they will gossip and say lies, you know, try to get a rise out of me. But let me tell you guys, not only did I set boundaries, and what else that happened during this healing process is self-discipline. Because the old me would get upset and, you know, oh, why did he or she say this? And I would be all emotional. The Lisa I am today, I see it for what it is. And I don't try to call a cat a dog and vice versa. I see these things for what they are. And I keep staying focused on this journey to heal and to help others. Because God will do the rest as I stay focused. Um, I woke up to the truth and made some necessary changes. Very necessary changes. Because if I didn't wake up to the truth and make the changes, people would still be um, calling me, you know, wanting me to be subservient, leeching on, doing the most and the worst, and it had to come to an end. And all of it had to come to an end. When you are going through difficult times, you will learn who is still there for you. Trust me, guys, when you're going through it, you will learn who's there for you, who has your back, who is your support system. I had to learn to lean on God as well, to know that all out of all these challenges and all this stuff that I've gone through, I've learned to trust God. And not only to trust him, but to persevere, to keep going no matter what it looks like. It can feel like the walls are closing in. I'm still moving forward. I'm still going forward because I'm trusting God. Because as I do that and take these steps, he's in the background taking 1, 2, 3, and 4 on my behalf. And I'm not just speaking this, guys, I'm living this daily. And what I had to learn is God had my back through it all. Whether I was rising or whether I was sinking, God was right there and had me in the palm of his hand. And I'm talking from experience. Prayer all the time. I'm in prayer, moving forward, no matter what the day looks like, because I know who was there for me. And it doesn't matter what these folks that I've set boundaries with are saying. They can talk out of the side of their mouth day and night, night and day. I don't hear it anymore. It's like an echo to me. And as I climb further and further up the hill, I don't hear the echo anymore because it's just noise. Because if there was any reality to it, they would have been there at some point. They were never there as I was just crawling around in pain and grief. And I had never felt grief to that degree until I lost my mother, dog, and a neighbor of mine. Just everybody just falling, leaving here at one time like a domino effect. And people were, busy with their own life, busy doing them. But I was there for these same people. And when I say being there, I don't mean, I know people can't do anything about these things, but just being there to hear you, listen to you in your time of need. Nobody was there for me for that. So I had to 100% depend on God and myself. One day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time. It's just like a baby learning to walk. They know they need to walk. So no matter how many times that baby fall down, that baby's going to get up until he or she is walking without falling. The healing journey is like that. When we get on this journey, guys, we don't know where to begin. We don't know how this is going to end. It's just like having a whole box of puzzle pieces, 1,000 pieces of puzzle. You open a box, there's no picture there. You have to start putting the pieces together. And as you do that, you start to see the picture. Oh, it's a sleeping bear under a tree by the water, or whatever it is. As you put those pieces together, you see what that is. And that's what I had to do. Not just set boundaries, but the boundaries was so that I could stay focused on this path. Because if I didn't set boundaries, I would have all these distractions from people of the past who didn't mean me any good anyway. They just wanted me to be subservient or they wanted to leech. So boundaries were established. And then I stayed focused. No matter how hard it got, I persevered. I stayed in prayer. I kept going. I did not give up on myself because, like I tell you guys, our mental and physical health is everything. Without that, you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. So that has to always be a priority. And God is a priority for me as well because he showed me he was the only one there. The healing journey will show you everything that you need to see so that you can establish boundaries and close doors when it's necessary. It will show you the truth, and the truth will set you free as you continue to move forward. Never, never allow anyone to distract you from taking care of yourself, from self caring, self love, because those things, and time for yourself on a daily. We all need that because the time for yourself helps you to reflect, meditate, to stay in prayer, to rejuvenate, and to protect your energy from toxicity, to minimize it in your life, to reflect on things. And then it's just like when you're working, and when people who work, 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 and never take a vacation, they deplete themselves. You need that vacation, you need that time so that you can rejuvenate. And then when you come back, you replenish that and you come back to work, and it's okay, guys. That's how this healing journey is. We all need to take care of ourselves so that we're built up and so that we can deal with the daily activities of life and things that's going on. Minimize that toxicity in your life. See it for what it is. Don't call it anything else just to keep something toxic in your life just because this is the way you were taught. If it's not upbuilding or enhancing your life, and it's bringing the opposite, then it's toxic. Set boundaries, establish these boundaries, enforce them when it's necessary. That's the message today, guys. Thank you for being here. Continue to work on yourself and give yourself self care every day, time to yourself. And as you do these things, you will feel better. As you do better, feel better, you do better. And as you do better, you can help yourself and others. Learn to turn that pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help others as you help yourself and as you grow, heal, and evolve. That's the message today, guys. Thank you for being here. Share these videos with people who need to be uplifted and who needs to know that they matter and that they can do this work one day at a time, one step at a time. Enjoy your day, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow. Hit that button, subscribe to the channel so that you can be here live when I'm here because I can't give a set time, and continue to share with others and leave comments if you feel the need to do so. Thank you again. This is Lisa shedding love and light. Everyone have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.